Around the channel here, my philosophy always is do what you can until you can get to what you can. So today we're back on the front suspension here on the Stitches Challenger. We put these tubular upper control arms in. We got the K-frame in our last episode. Today we're going to be test fitting the rest of the suspension to be sure that everything works with these control arms and the A-body disc brakes. It's going to be fun. A lot of greasy, grimy parts going on, pretty parts, but I want to test all of that before I waste time cleaning everything up, painting it, and getting it ready to install. So let's get some test fitting done. I'm Mike, and you're watching My Car's Shop. So if you remember, we have all of this stuff here. I'm not so worried about strut rods. We know those will work because we're using the factory control arms, but I want to stick the factory lower control arms in and stick these A-body discs in on these tubular arms to just kind of test the fit. I don't know that we need to do both sides, but we definitely need to do one side to make sure that our geometricals are not way off. I've done this on a B body before. Pretty sure I remember that you can do it on an E body as well, but we're going to find out. Okay, let's get our lower arm kind of shoved in there where she belongs. Really don't care about tightening it up all the way, but I want to get it in there. Very good. Better take our nut off of this. The nut on here is just to keep that from falling out should it go sliding around. Well, it's got a lot of threads is what I'm saying. Okay, we'll put these parts over here where we can lose them. All right, let's get the spindle for this side and see what we got. Up my little rubber baby buggy bumper. What do they do with the nut? Put it over there where I wouldn't lose it. Don't care about everything else in there right now. Well, it's like ragu. It's in there. So what we need to do now is get the car level and then just bring it up through its range of motion and make sure that it's not, like way the heck off. Let's see if this stand is enough. Probably not. It's not bad. And right now, our upper control arm is set out to its maximum camber, so that's good. I don't think that's too bad. Ride height is probably close. It might be a little high. Let's back up here and see what you're seeing. The car is not perfectly level. It would help if I could hold it level. So let me do that. Let me get a level on this. So it's close, and then we can check this. Where's the levelest spot to level? Probably not there. Maybe there. No. Oh, I don't really like going across here because that's so bent. That's pretty good there. Yeah, it's pretty level. So I'm going to put a couple of clampers here just to kind of hold that so that it doesn't tip a little bit. Okay, let's see where we're at when we're all the way down. Okay, we're at about 0 camber there. Usually when the suspension is all the way down, we're closer to negative camber. But my adjustments up here are all the way positive. So let's get this close to where we're centered so that our bump stop here and our bump stop here are about 1 inch off. Now I don't have the rubber here, but I know about how big they are. So let's get some blocks in here. Probably one more. Okay, that should be close. Yep, that's close. We'd be about here. Yeah, close enough. I don't think I want to go one more. I think that'll be too many. Yeah, I think that's too many. Okay, probably split the difference, but I can't. I don't have any shims that size, so this is fine. All right, let's check our, we want to be at a 0 caster or close to 0 caster. And this is just ballpark stuff. Okay, we are way positive caster or positive camber. So let's get a wrench and let's adjust these cams in and get this all the way to the negative camber adjustment and see what happens out here. Okay, the other thing I have to remember is this isn't tight down here, and that is causing positive caster. So let's get this tight first. Yeah, I brought it up quite a bit. It's still just a little bit sloppy, but yeah, it definitely helped. We're still really positive on the camber, but all right, let's get the wrench now and crank these in the other way. So there's that one. You should see some pretty significant movement out there. Not quite all the way there, but we are close. This one is, yep, this one needs to go a little more. That's pretty close. Okay, that brought it in as far as it can go. And we got to make sure that we're somewhat straight. And we're still positive camber. Dang it. That could be a problem. I got to clean this. It's so dirty. I can't see it very well. I double checked the level of the car and it was off a little bit. So right now we are extremely negative camber. So let's put the adjustments back to center and see if we can get it to be 0 camber. Why am I doing that? I don't know. I just want to be sure I have a full range of motion. So, okay, so that's out of my jurisdiction there. Tighten this up a little bit. There we go. My cam was popping out of the slot. So just for suspension theory, for those who don't know or understand, camber is the tip this way, okay? So negative camber means your wheel, when it's straight, is like this. Positive is like this. Caster is when you turn the wheel, which way it is this way. So positive caster causes the wheel to not return, I believe, and negative caster causes the wheel to return. Don't quote me on that. I'm certified in front ends, but it's been a long time since I've worked on that stuff on a regular basis. But okay, still having some issues there. So give me a second and we'll get this zeroed up. Right now we're just about at 0. So yes, we can go negative and positive. So that means our geometricals are right. So one more thing for fun, because you got to have fun. I'm going to bolt a wheel on this just because I can. Why? I don't know. Just want to. It'll also give me a visual. Part of my rationale for doing this is it gives me an opportunity to kind of hold the wheel straight and eyeball it against the body. So, but I got to fix that right now because we have a caster issue. I wonder if I could fix that in the adjustments. Hang on. Nope, we couldn't, and I didn't think we could, but it was just for giggles I did. Okay, so that's pretty close to parallel right there. So I'm just using a strap. This tire's leaking like a sieve. I pumped it up. I don't know why. I just did. Okay, let's see. Are we close? Let me get up there. Yeah, we're about bad. Could be a little bit more back, but I think it looks good. Let me get my adjustment back to 0, which would be there. We're pretty close to 0 right now, so okay, I'm just, I don't think I can do this, but maybe I can. Oh yeah. And we are at a little bit of negative camber. Sorry, we're just a little bit of positive. Yep, we're a little bit positive camber right now, so I like it. I like it a lot. That's cool. Ah, that feels good. We actually have a wheel on the car. We can't roll it, but we have a wheel on the car. If that don't light your fire, your wood's wet. It looks phenomenal. The wheel fits the opening perfectly. I was just commenting to my buddy John how when you do a body disc conversion from a drum car, the wheel sticks out further. That can be an issue with offset. This is perfect. I didn't think it was going to be an issue, but you know, you never know. I've never done one. I've only heard about it. I've done it on other cars, but I haven't done it on an e-body before. So I think the wheel offset is just outstanding. The angle of the wheel right now, we're at 0 camber. And I just checked to clarify what I said earlier. I misspoke. It's positive caster that causes the wheels to turn back. So when you turn the wheel and you let go, it returns itself. That's positive caster. The Mopar, I believe the Challenger needs 2.5 degrees positive caster for that. That's the spec. It's 0 camber. I think that's right. 0 camber, an 1/8 inch toe in, and 2.5 degrees caster. I may bump it for performance. My buddy Dave has a performance book for front end alignments. We're going to do the alignment on this car right here in the shop. So there's some tips and tricks we can do to make that happen, and that's the way we're going to handle it. You're supposed to do it with suspension loaded. We may or may not do it that way, but I've got some ideas on how we're going to do it. So anyway, yeah, so that's cool. I love it. Makes me want to put the door on. Yeah, it looks really good. Oh, it's a long road to this point, but I feel like this is a huge milestone on our Stitches Challenger for sure. I probably just spent 15 minutes sitting there staring at it. I feel like it's such a huge milestone to get this to this point. So I'm pretty excited. As soon as I can get my argon CO2 tank filled, we'll finish the wheel well on the backside and button up the back end. And then we'll be bringing down the rear suspension stuff, which we can be doing anyway, and we probably will be doing that. I'll need to make some determinations on whether I'm going to use the B-body housing or the E-body housing. I'm feeling lazy right now and tempted to just use the E-body housing in this and be done with it. Like I said, I'm just feeling lazy right now. So we'll see. It would be the simplest thing, but that does mean that I may not be able to use the same exact wheels and tires as are on the Charger. That's not the end of the world. I don't know. I got to think about it. So anyway, I'm just all of a sudden really tired, and we have to go away anyway in a while. So I think that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you for sharing in this milestone with me. I will be banging away on getting those lower control arm bushings done, getting those lower control arms cleaned up, installed in the car. We'll be working on getting the spindles done. I got to check my other ball joints and see if we have good ball joints that we can use, or if we're going to have to purchase new. If we do have to purchase new, I'm probably not going to let that stop me from putting this together. Becky was just out here checking out the progress, and we were talking about that it makes sense to do the things that are hard to do off of the rotisserie and leave the things that are easy to do off of the rotisserie. So for example, lower control arm bushings are really hard to do because you got to pop the control arms out, you got to take pop the torsion bars out, you got to pop the control arms out of the car, yada yada yada. Do those now, then that's done. The torsion bars are in permanently, etc., etc. The brain ball joints are simple to do out of the, when it's off the rotisserie. So I got to think that through 100% on what we're doing, when, where, why, and how. But I definitely want to get those control arm bushings done so that we can put that in, put the torsion bars in. You follow my logic here. So yeah, I think I'm going to leave this together. I've got to tear it all back apart again, but I want to just have the visual pleasure of coming out and seeing the wheel on the car for a while. I really appreciate you being here. I can't emphasize that enough. Thanks for joining me in this journey. This car's come a long way since 2019 when we brought it home, since mid-2020. Mid to late 2020 when we put it over there in the shop and started tearing into it and did the gas tank extension and started making the rear frame rails for it. I knew if we couldn't get that aspect of it done, there was no point in going further without purchasing everything. But we were able to knock it out of the park and get all this stuff built from here to the rear bumper. 80% of it's all hand fabricated right here in this shop with a very cheap Harbor Freight sheet metal brake, an Eastwood shrinker stretcher, and an Eastwood bead roller. It's all been done right here. So, all right, thanks for being here. Channel memberships. We have channel memberships. I'd love to have you join. You get access to behind the scenes content, early release on select videos, as well as other stuff. As little as $5 a month up to whatever. Merchandise down there in the comments or in the description area. Check that out. Check out our partner channels. They're listed down there. All the channels that the friends who have YouTube channels or people I've gotten to know because of YouTube. I'll be sure to support them as well. Yeah, I think that's going to do it. There's only one more thing around my car shop that is important, and I don't want you to forget.